What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jump. I was on Media Takeout the other day and I found this particular story, which deals with this white Atlanta police officer. Now, he responded to a shooting, okay, in this neighborhood, and someone was shot. Now, from my understanding, the person was not shot because of a police shooting, but rather someone else, whether an argument or gang shooting or something like that, okay? But I don't know what happened between the officer and the crowd, but from the video that I'm looking at, it's kind of clear that the crowd is retaliating, okay? And the crowd began to yell, get this white face out of here, get this white guy out of here. And then, at certain points, you'll see the black officer telling him, like, yo, you need to get out of here. You need to get out of here, and things like that. All right? Now, let me before I get into this, I definitely understand why black people have a distrust of the police. Listen, I don't like the police. Okay? When I'm home, I haven't even been living in the States for 6 or 7 years. I don't like the police. When I see them, like, I get nervous and I ain't doing nothing. 'Cause I know how crooked the police can be. I know how rude some of them can be. You don't know if you make the wrong move, what can happen. I don't like the police myself. If you really want to be honest, I don't like them. But the reality of it is this. And I want to talk about this. Here's the reality. The reality is that in our black communities, the police are not the problem with these shootings, with these lootings, and the gangs. I don't care what color they are. Okay? If they're white, if they're black, we have a distrust of the police and they are part of the system. But the individuals who participate in what they're participating in, that is not the police's fault. All right? And one of the things, and as we know as black men, because we're the ones that are targeted by the police, whether it's on purpose or if it's innocent or if it's not, we're targeted by the police all the time. My question to folks is this: when are we going to be accountable for what happens in our community amongst our people? All right? Because innocent people in African American communities that work every day. I'm from Del Paso Heights, and shout out to my brother JB. I don't know if he's listening to this, but he's from our neighborhood. He was formerly in the streets, and he changed his life, and he'll tell you himself. A lot of the people in neighborhoods, whether they are targeted by gang members or not, they're frightened. Guys come out there and do donuts in the middle of the streets. People start shooting. Innocent folks get hurt. People hang out all times in the night and things like that. Commit crimes. Intimidate people not to talk. I remember when I was even living in LA. We lived on 112th Street, right across from East 112th, right across from Grape Street Elementary School. My mom in 1988. All right. Next door, some Crips came to the house and robbed somebody at gunpoint at shotgun. And I happened to come outside. My mom came out there to get me and saw it. Went right back in the house. And then the police came and knocked on the door and asked her, did you see anything? She said, I didn't see nothing. Because she knew there's a retaliation for telling. So you saw this crime being committed. You're scared to death already. The police come. You're still scared to death already. But if the police come, it's like, free my guy, do this and do that. And the reality is for the brothers out there that turn into this, we got to get back to our education of women and young men about pregnancies. It all goes back to, what are we doing to prevent criminals from coming up in our system? We want to root for them when they get arrested, or free my guy, or why are you policing the neighborhoods looking for the guy that potentially did the crime? Because they're not always guilty, but a lot of times they are. Okay, we just saw there was a shooting in New York. A brother just came out there and shot another brother right dead outside in broad daylight while the brother's on the bike. And then you're gonna hear folks talking about free my guy. This is the ridiculousness that we live in. Okay, in our community. And the reality is that what are we doing while you're mad at the police? Are you mad that you don't have no businesses in our community? Okay, are you mad that our young women are out here getting pregnant? That our young kids can't read and write and they're gonna go into the systems that these cops are gonna arrest them? Are you mad that we don't have the skill sets and the programs and the entrepreneurs to help connect to each other? Are you mad about that? Because see, those are some of the problems that we can solve in ourselves. And we need to really look at it like that. We need to stop being so mad at them and look at how can we solve our own problems overnight. I know even in the the diaspora communities, I have another channel called Kanganda. And I tell African Americans, I say, hey, listen, I know we have problems here and there with certain other groups, other black groups. It's not that big of a deal, but I know that there's tension between the African communities and Caribbean communities to a certain degree. Hey, we need to be making entrepreneurship moves, connecting with people to save our kids. We need all hands on deck. Okay? When we don't do that, we don't get any benefits. Where are our connections to our people? And I'm going to give a shout out to the brother, JT, Pocket Watching with JT, the lead attorney, guys like that. Our people who help us do things, even on social media, with the laws and finance and stuff like that, to help us build things, to help us get structures, we can do that. Okay? We have enough money, enough industry to do that. We don't need to be complaining to the police and all of these other things because we can get our own house in order. But it's too much work to do that. And as a black male community, I tell you guys all the time, we got to be accountable for what we do. We got to be accountable for our people. We got to be accountable for the situations that happen. And blaming the white man all the time, even if he is responsible for a good portion of it, that psyche and that psychology of that is not going to help us develop. When are we going to sit back and say, you know what? We need to do X, Y, and Z. You know what? We need to do this right here. We don't like this about our community. Let's change it. Because it takes work. It takes generations. You can't just sit back and not do nothing. We have to work. And blaming this white cop and blaming the white people and all that, when a lot of white black folks be hypocritical. You'll gang up on ganging up on a white police officer, but the first chance you get to go move to the neighborhood, there you go. The first chance you go get to shop around them, there you go. But when they come to the black community, all of a sudden now you don't like them no more, and and your employer is who you trying to get a job with is white. All right, and it just doesn't make any sense. We need to stop the hypocrisy of what's going on in our communities. Blaming people for things that we can fix. And again, shout out to Obsidian Media Network talking about we have to have a can-do attitude. Yes, we can. All right, I've seen it just in my little small time in social media with a few guys that want to create, content on social media for a market that's supposed to be cheap. All right, apathetic. Shout out to Obsidian for that. I've seen what we can do in just 5 years, just on social media, sticking together. Me, Kevin Samuels, Obsidian, Solo TV 84, LAR Movement, guys like Bernard Riley. You see the new guys coming in, mediocre tutorials and reviews, Book of Alpharonomy, guys like Simple to P. You see guys like in the black men that have full-time incomes now, just for helping each other, starting off small. A lot of guys can solve their own problems in our community instead of complaining about what folks won't give us. We work for what we want. We work to make our communities better. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. Check out the Black Men Perfect t-shirts. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.